This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand for Friday, July 5th, 2024. I'm Gary Dick. Texas-based Vital Farms recently announced plan to expand its egg packaging operations in Seymour. It is expected to produce more than 150 new jobs in Jackson County. The company produces a variety of pasture-raised egg and butter products. CEO Russell Diaz-Canseco says having a 72-acre shovel-ready site and a business-friendly environment were key factors in the decision to choose Indiana for the investment.
What really stood out to us, beyond the typical kind of logistics considerations for us about Seymour and about Jackson County, was just how we were embraced by that community, how engaged the community leaders are. And I almost got the sense that they were interviewing and vetting us just as much as we were interviewing and vetting them. And I feel like it's going to be a really terrific long-term partnership.
Mishawaka-based Franciscan Health and the Greater LaPorte Chamber of Commerce have christened the launch of the new Franciscan Health building in LaPorte. The new location will house the institution's Working Well program and a health access office. Eco Solutions, a subsidiary of Fishers-based Land Betterment Corporation, is partnering with Evansville-based ag tech startup Anew to build autonomous fresh produce growing systems inside refurbished shipping containers. The 20-foot containers will feature a modified version of Anew's Smart Garden appliance that utilizes rotary aeroponics technology to grow crops year-round without traditional farming challenges. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio. Indiana, your bold future starts here. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, our Engage Indiana events take place in every region of the state. Discover when we'll be in your area at ibj.com/engage. John Rust, who earlier this year was denied access to Indiana's GOP primary ballot, is appealing to the U.S. Supreme Court, seeking review of the Hoosier High Court's split March decision that stymied his candidacy.
Rust filed his 217-page petition with the Supreme Court on Monday. In it, he argues that the justices should revisit what he calls Indiana's harsh ballot access laws that keep him and over 81% of all Hoosiers off of primary ballots. The petition posits Indiana's ballot access laws are uniquely harsh and do not serve any legitimate state interest, but instead cater to political party bosses, disenfranchising party members and voters. His request comes after the Indiana Election Division voted unanimously in March to block Rust's Republican candidacy for U.S. Senate. The basis for the state panel's decision was an Indiana party affiliation law that prohibits candidates from running whose last two primary votes don't match the party they wish to represent. If the U.S. Supreme Court accepts the case, oral arguments would likely not be heard until early next year, according to Rust's legal counsel. Even so, Rust said he expects a decision by this fall on whether the court will take it up. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
The Purdue Global Law School has added a full-time Juris Doctor program to its current part-time program, thanks to a unanimous vote by the State Bar of California's Committee of Bar Examiners. The program allows students to graduate in as little as 32 months. The current part-time program track is 48 months. This is the first time a fully online law school has received approval from California for a full-time program. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.